listen. Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we're here for Kamen Gotchard episode 35. And in this episode, we end the Kaguya stuff, and we're getting back to the main plot of the series right now. But the Abyssal King did throw his hand in and involve himself to a degree in this episode. Well, technically to a big degree, because he showed what some of his power could really do. And also we got to see Gotchard fire Gotchard in distress. Seems like he was basically very exhausted and fighting for his life in his world, and Kaguya saw that, and we got to see some really Kimi that we got to see 4 Kimis that we haven't seen before, unless I'm missing something. There's a big space Kimi there was a Kimi that was like in the orbit of the planet that I don't remember seeing at all, unless he was in a movie or a special or something. I don't remember this Kimi whatsoever. And yeah, so this episode was dope. We saw that we start right back off from when Kaguya basically went off on Ichinose and started to fight him, and while he's fighting him, he's like, Ichinose is like, why are you fighting me? And that's when he gets ready to basically kind of like finish him off, I guess, or maybe finish him off, I guess. I don't think Kaguya would do that, but he gets ready to finish him off, and then that's when Kurogane comes in and actually stops him from fighting him. And then like Kaguya's like, hey, you people are no longer needed, I don't I'm gonna do this myself. And he leaves, and we see that these big clocks that were in the sky are basically called doom clocks, and these clocks are basically like doomsday devices, to where like if they blow up, then they blow up and they basically destroy that world. So we see that the Abyssal King himself actually sees this, because I most likely he's been keeping tabs on everything that's been going on, thanks to the sisters, and also himself just watching everything, as we saw in the ending of this episode. But he sees what was going on, and he ends up going back to that same area where old boy, the guy who was Dark Kiva and also Arc, he ends up taking like the Arc progress key, Zetsumaru's key, and ends up bringing him back to life technically. And he brought him back to life, and he actually enhanced his power. So yeah, this dude basically turns right back into Arc and goes off to find Kaguya. We see that Ichinose is wondering, like, why was Kaguya acting the way he acted? Like, why did he do what he did? Oh, thank you, Orbis. But yeah, he basically sees this, and he's like, yo, like, why did he attack me? Like, there be some reason of why he attacked me. And we see that Kaguya is basically like, he's alone, and they did all reconcile with each other. Like, Kaguya did talk to them, but is right before he ends up being attacked by the Arc dude. So while he's being attacked by the Arc guy, and while he's fighting him, like, dude's getting the upper hand on him and stuff like that. It seems like he was powered up by the Abyssal King, so he had like a massive power boost. He was basically like more enraged and more feral to a degree, so he was kind of getting the upper hand on Kaguya. Kaguya's in his base form, by the way. He's in his base form, so he's not like legend. So the rest of the crew, they see this, and they actually go off to go fight him off. And we did get a scene with Kaguya taking his gem bath. Like he takes a bath in gems. I still don't understand how is that helping your hygiene. But we said Sabimaru and Kurogane go there to talk to him, and he's sitting like in a bathtub in this empty room. Like, where is this place? And how did you get clearance to even do that? Oh god, it's Kaguya. The guy could damn near basically do anything. He's beautiful. He's a beautiful man, so I'm pretty sure he could do whatever he wants. So Kurogane basically tells him that, hey, like, no matter how many times like you reject him or try to push him away, he's not gonna crumble like that. Like, speaking from basically Kurogane speaking from his own experiences with Ichinose, and saying that like he's not gonna give up trying to be your friend. He's not gonna give up trying to help you. So give up on that. Like, stop telling him to do that. And Kurogane just leaves. Like, he says a few words, he walks off. He's the cool guy. He's the edgy guy. He got the boots, he got the jacket, the pants. Like, come on, man. Kurogane. He's a freaking cool guy. His name's Spanner, for crying out loud. But he also talks to Sabimaru, and then Sabimaru tells him that whatever you hold dear, like, I know it's gonna be hard, but hold it close to you, and always cherish it and hold it close to you, even if it hurts. And like, yeah, man, go Sabimaru, giving that freaking advice, man. Even though you're timid and kind of shy, you give that give that good advice, man. Good job. So we see that back to the scene with Ichino where he's fighting Arc Guy. That's when Ichinose and the rest of the crew go off to take them out, basically go up and try and help him. And that's when a few of the 100 foot soldiers show up. So Kudo and Spanner go off to go fight those guys, and we see our two main riders actually hinching up and get ready to fight off Arc. So they're fighting him, and out of nowhere we see that the Abyssal King, he starts to put some of his influence into this fight, and is kind of boosting old boy in the fight as well. He ends up taking 4 Kimmis that we haven't seen before. He takes 4 of these Kimmis and like just jams them into his body and transmutes them and creates like this amalgam, like a 4 Kimmy amalgam fused together with Arc. It was ugly. It was so bad. I like the Arc suit, and you just messed it up. But I understand that amalgams are supposed to be like chimera looking, kind of grotesque, kind of amalgamation of weird stuff, kind of monsters. So I understood the concept, but it was, at the end of the day, it's the end of the day. So they're fighting him. He's getting the upper hand. Like, he's using the Kimmy powers on top of using the Arc stuff, and he's getting his butt kicked. And they're getting their butts kicked. And that's when, like, the guy starts talking about, like, even if this world is destroyed, the powers of these Kimmies, I'll still be able to use them and stuff like that. You know how Ichinose feels about people misusing Kimmies, and he gets pissed. And he's like, yeah, you don't understand Kimmies at all. Like, you can, they're not out here just for you to use like that. And then he pulls out UFO X, Gotchard, X-Rex, and it was one more. It was 4 Kimmies. He pulled out some tens. It was Gotchard. I forgot and Mars. I think it was Mars. And he pulls those 4 Kimmies out and uses their powers on this guy, and inevitably like getting the upper hand on him. So that's when Kaguya himself gets a little inspired, and he ends up transforming into 02, or Legend 02, and before that he was in his legend form. He summoned he transformed into Grand Geo. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yes, he transformed into 02, and when he turned into 02, he also summoned 01 and Metal Cluster Hopper, the best form in 01. Not debatable. Can't debate me on that. Metal Cluster Hopper should have been his ultimate form. So he's using that. We get the awesome speed feats and the speed blitzing of the 01 forms. Then he transforms into Grand Geo. But how could you possibly make Grand Geo more gold by just slapping on the gold stuff that goes on freaking Legend when he summons riders? But yeah, like, how could you possibly make that more gold? And then he's using the Grand Geo powers, and he summons Blade, and he summons Hibiki. And I didn't know Hibiki had a breath weapon. I didn't know Hibiki could breathe fire. I haven't watched Hibiki, so I'm sorry, but I didn't know he could do that. But it was cool nonetheless. It makes sense because Hibiki is supposed to be like an Oni, so it makes sense. I just never seen him do that. So after he does that, he ends up summoning some Gaim stuff, and he summons Gaim's flags, and he's getting ready to use the flags, and he was like, nah, I'd rather not, and he throws them down. I was like, the disrespect. The disrespect in this man. You know what those flags have been through. You know what those flags have. You know those flags have taken down many of enemy. Like, come on, bro. You didn't do anything with them, and then you use Gaim again, and you end up summoning their crossbow, the crossbow weapon they used to use. And I'm like, okay, but still, you still disrespected the flags, bro. Come on, man. Got them dirty. What's wrong with you? But then he basically gets inspired again, and he basically summons Gio and Gio 2. And while that, he's also in the Grand Gio form, and then that's when him and Ichinose go back to beating on him, and they end up using their rider kick, and it was dope. Like, it was dope. This rider kick was bright, it was shiny, and they rider kick him, and then they rider kick him into the Doom clock, and destroy him with the Doom clock. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, yeah, because I kind of felt like they were gonna like destroy the Doom clock like after, but I didn't think they were gonna be like, nah, we taking 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's do this. Well, 2 birds with 4 stones, technically, because Gio 1 and basically Gio and Gio 2 did the rider kick with them. But yeah, so the day is saved. The day is saved. Everybody basically says their goodbyes. They throw a party for Kaguya and stuff, and Kaguya says that he has to get back to his world because the 100 are still out there, and he shows off the rider cars that he had. He shows off they look cool. I might buy these cars just to collect them, because they look really, really good. And I play card games, and they look really good. The quality is beautiful. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to have anybody to play here in America, but just to have them would be dope. Just to have them, because they look really good and the quality looks really good. Maybe they feel like Vanguard or Buddy Fight cards, maybe. But yeah, so they end up going home. They're walking through the portal, and while they're walking through the portal, we see that Kaguya and Butler, they see like a vision or like a glimpse into Fire Gotchard's world, and they see him like shooting. He's like shooting at whatever, and he turns around and it's like he's looking back at the portal, and they're like, was that Ichinose? Was that Hotono? And they like, I hope we might end up getting another spin-off of Kaguya going to help Fire Gotchard, which I would love to see. I would actually watch that and review it, because that looks like it would be freaking dope and dark and stuff like that. I would love to see that, because Fire Gotchard is also in his world, and he's also fighting everything alone. So him and Kaguya got something in common there. But yeah, so after that, we see that the Abyssal King, he's chilling. He's rewatching the fight that just happened and stuff like that, and then he looks within Ichinose and sees an egg, and I'm just like, number one, it looks like a digi egg. To all my Digimon fans out there, it looked like a digi egg. And then I'm just like, what is this? Where did this come from? I mean, I know we still got a while before like this, because we're back in the regular schedule of stuff right now. So, and we're getting ready to actually go toe to toe with the Abyssal King. But at the same time, like, when did they ever hint to Ichinose having an egg inside of him? And what's in this? I know most likely it's a Kimi. Most definitely is some type of Kimi, or maybe this leads into his ultimate form, the form that's been circling around online and stuff like that, the blue form. Maybe that's foreshadowing to that, but we never got any hints of that. We never got any hints of anything growing inside of Ichinose. So I'm interested, but I'm still kind of like, where did that come from? Like, that was just out of the blue, an egg, really. And then at the end of the episode, we can how they show the cards at the end, all the cards that basically that we used in this episode, like all the Kimis and whatever. That egg has a card. So obviously this freaking thing is gonna be very, 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 very important. But that egg has a Kimmy card. So I'm just like, okay, introducing something new. And also it seems like the Abyssal King is also going to be able to create his own type of amalgams in the next episode. So yeah, it would seem like we're going to get some heart-wrenching kind of stuff next episode. But man, the Kage stuff's over, and I'm kind of glad, you know, we're done with the side quest now, the climactic side quest. So back to doing main quest stuff. And this episode it was fine. It was a lot going on, but it definitely didn't feel as rushed as like the last episode did, too, in my opinion. But yeah, it was cool seeing 01 again, because that's one of my top 5 writers. And the Geo stuff, that was cool too. I just didn't think, did you really need them to do the rider kick? I mean, you could have stayed with the zeros, you know. I mean, that would have been cool. But especially you're fighting Arc. I mean, that's like another type of 01, you know. But other than that, yeah, the Abyssal King, he out here getting ready to do some damage. The Kage stuff's over. Also foreshadowing we haven't seen the last of him, and we're bringing back Fire Gotchard for possibly a side special that I'm kind of looking forward to. I kind of want to see that, or really want to see that. But other than that, so it was fine. You guys let me know what you thought about this episode down in the comment section below. You know, go down there, you know, hit the notification button and subscribe, all that good jazz. Appreciate y'all coming up. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Remember, as I always say, stay henshin'.